Why do you need to do this? We, as humans, like to hold on to things. We hoard, and some people hoard a lot of stuff, right? But we're basically like squirrels, just getting as many nuts as we possibly can and then burying them someplace, forgetting where they are and thinking that we'll just use them later, and we never do. Everything that you own owns a little bit of a piece of you. And I don't just mean like t-shirts and a couch and a chair. I mean physical, externally outside of you, but also mental as well. Beliefs, thought patterns, habits, all of these things own just a little piece of you. And it's good every once in a while to take a step back. Some of you have never done this in your entire life. Take a step back and remove what you no longer need versus just holding on to it just in case you're going to decide to use it one day. Because here's the truth. If it's not propelling you forward in your life, there's a pretty good chance it's holding you back. And so the more you clear out in your physical environment, your mental environment, your emotional environment, your relationships, the more that you clear out, the faster that you will move in life because there is less things holding you back and there's less resistance. And so if you've never done a really big life purge before, buckle up because you're about to feel like an entirely different person after it. Okay? I have a 24-hour challenge for you. This is what the Great Purge is. You're going to take one day, 24 hours to change your entire life. Here's your mission, should you choose to accept it. Take one day and do nothing but get rid of okay? No distractions, no phone, no procrastinating. You're just gonna get a bunch of coffee, you're gonna put on your favorite dance music, and you're gonna clear out everything. You're just gonna get rid of things that no longer serve you. So step one is to start, obviously, with the physical stuff. This is the easy stuff, and we'll start there, right? So before we dive into the deeper emotional layers, begin with your physical environment. When you look around your house, walk into every single room in your house. Pick everything up and ask yourself, does this serve me? The answer is no. Toss it, donate it, sell it, get rid of it today. Go on Facebook Marketplace if you need to make some money, and you can do OfferUp, you can do Facebook Marketplace, you can get pretty much anything sold today if you do Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp at the exact same time. Declutter your closet, your kitchen, your office, your bedroom, your garage, your car, all of that. So that's the first thing, those easy physical things. The next thing is your technology and digital space that you live in as well. So you're gonna go on your Instagram, you're gonna go on your TikTok, your YouTube, you're gonna go on whatever other accounts of things that you use. I don't know what else is out there, right? And you're just gonna, LinkedIn, you're just going to unfollow all of the accounts in social media that don't serve your life in some way. And we will be right back. Hey, I wanna interrupt today's episode to tell you about my sponsor. It is me, myself. If you didn't know, I obviously have some coaching programs outside of the podcast to help you learn and grow and become a better version of yourself. Step-by-step programs and processes to help you become better in your life and create the life that you want. If you want to learn more about it, you can go to coachwithrob.com. Once again, coachwithrob.com. Check it out, and let's get back to the episode. The first time I did this, I unfollowed 600 people on Instagram and 3,000 people I unfriended on Facebook. I was like, I don't even know who the hell these people are. Or I met them one time at a party when I was 22 years old. Why am I friends with them? You're gonna delete all of the people, unfollow them. The celebrities whose lives are just entirely drama that you follow on Instagram, get rid of them. Your life will be better if you miss them in 6 months, you can refollow them again. I don't care, right? You're gonna go through and you're gonna delete all of your old files that are on your computer. You're gonna delete all of your old emails that you don't need. You're gonna delete all of the apps on your phone that you don't use. You're gonna go through your notifications and you're gonna take off all of the notifications that are not absolutely urgent for you to get. For me, I only have one real notification on my phone, if you call me. That's it. If you send me a text message, I'll never see it until I go to my phone and I literally have to push the messaging button to go into the app for messages. Email, I won't see it unless I go into my emails. So turn off all the notifications that you don't absolutely need. The only way that my phone lights up is with a phone call. So clean up your phone, clean up your computer, all of the digital space, all of the social media space, everything. And TV shows you watch. Take a mental note. What TV shows have you been watching? Are they adding to your life? Is it really helping you to watch people fight and bicker and have drama on TV for your quote unquote reality TV? I promise you, it's not making your life better. It's not making your mindset better. Everything you consume affects you in some sort of way, not just food, but I'm talking about the mental stuff as well. Go into your kitchen, look at your food choices as well. Throw out your unhealthy or your junk food. You should probably throw out the expired stuff as well. Anything that doesn't align with your health goals. You might have some stuff that's been in your pantry for a year that doesn't line up with the new you. If it doesn't fuel you, probably not for you. You know, one rule of thumb that I usually have is if it has more than 4 or 5 ingredients, it's probably way too processed. Then I prefer not to eat anything that comes from a box if I can help it. No, that's not 100% of the time. That's probably 98% of the time. I prefer to eat something that was once alive. That's pretty easy to think about. Does it come from the earth naturally, and am I eating it in its unchanged state? Okay. What about your finances? Review all of your subscriptions. You're paying for things that you don't need anymore. They're just stealing $5, $7 here. Cancel ones that aren't adding value to your life. Look at your spending habits. Where can you cut out waste? Look at your living situation. You know, the place that you live, is it inspiring to you or is it draining you? You might say, oh yeah, but I'm only here because this is all I can afford. Okay, well, can you start to think about the next place you want to move into? Do you need to completely move, or could you have a small shift, maybe redecorating, painting, changing things around a little bit, just so it's a new feeling for you, so it gives you more energy to walk into the space that you live in. So maybe it's a small shift like that. Maybe it's a major one like moving. If it doesn't add value or joy or align with your future self, it goes. And here's a simple rule of thumb for those of you guys that are questioning, well, do I need this thing? Do I not need this thing? Here's the way I like to live my life. If it's not a yes, it's a no. Imagine going through your entire life with that thought, that filter. That's the way that I would look at it. So that's step number 1, okay? Step number 2 is purging your mental and emotional baggage as well. Once you've cleared out your physical space, I promise you're gonna feel a whole lot better. But then we can go a little bit deeper. Obviously, I have a podcast called The Mindset Mentor. You're listening to it. Your mindset is the next thing we need to work at. What beliefs are you holding on to that are keeping you stuck in some sort of way? These I'm not good enough feelings. I can't change. I don't deserve success. I'm afraid of being unlovable. I'm afraid of getting into another relationship. I'm afraid of heartbreak. I'm afraid of death. I'm afraid of all of these. All these little limiting beliefs that exist that you have inside of your mindset. All of these identities of, yeah, but I'm a this person. I'm a Republican, so I act this way. I'm a Democrat, so I act this way. I'm a man, so I'm supposed to act this way. I'm a woman, supposed to act this way. Whatever. Oh, I have ADHD, so I'm supposed to act this way. Whatever identities that you have, see if you could just get rid of the identities and become the person that you want to become without all of these labels of who you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to act, how you're supposed to operate in this world. Write down all of the limiting beliefs and the fears and the things that are holding you back. Write them all down on a piece of paper and take a lighter to them, burn the list. Don't burn your house down. I didn't tell you to do this. Burn the list, make sure it disappears, and then replace those things with empowering beliefs. Obviously I don't want to go too deep into it because I have many episodes on how to change your mindset and your beliefs and your identities and all that stuff, but really you should go through and start to see what's going on in your mind that you need to get rid of. Another thing that you need to purge is all of these little tiny habits and standards that you need to change. So what daily habits are keeping you stuck in this cycle of frustration? What daily habits are keeping you in self-sabotage? You're like, I want to build this business, but I have a habit of staying up late. And because I have a habit of staying late, I have a habit of sleeping in. And then I wake up at 11 o'clock and now I feel like I'm 3 hours behind on building my business. And it's just this cycle of frustration. It's just keeping you stuck. And so what habits do you need to get rid of in your life that are just no longer serving you? I have a habit of whatever it is. Maybe it's smoking or drinking on the weekends too much. whatever it might be, what are your habits that are not aligning you and helping you get to the life that you want? What standards have you accepted that are too low for the life that you want? Maybe you have standards because you grew up in a certain part of town with a certain type of person, and you think that's where I come from and that's your standards, but you're looking at the life that you want and you go, but I'm gonna have to change a lot of my standards that I currently have coming from where I come from to become the person I wanna be. So you need to upgrade your standards. You need to decide, and what is a standard? A standard is a non-negotiable that you have in your life. So, I'll give you an example. So one of the examples I always give is, maybe, you get a slice of pizza, you're walking down the street, you're in, we call Dirty Six here in Austin, you're in Dirty Six, and you get a slice of pizza. You drop that piece of pizza on the ground. Most people listening to this podcast, it is below your standards to pick that pizza up off the ground, and there's a reason why they call it Dirty Six, because it's dirty. It is below your standards to pick that piece of pizza up and eat it after it's fallen on the floor, right? That's a standard. That's a non-negotiable. I am not eating food off the floor. I'll either be hungry or I'll go buy another slice of pizza. That's a non-negotiable. But when you say you want to build the life that you want to build, sleeping in isn't a non-negotiable for you. Why? It's not below your standards. So you need to figure out what standards you need to hold yourself to in order to change your life. In a lot of situations, standards are actually more important than your habits. Habits are kind of like the children of standards. When you have a standard, like my trainer, for instance, his standard is he works out every single day. But I don't do that. I don't work out every single day. I work out 4 or 5 times a week, but he works out every single day. So then his habits are going to the gym. His habits are he's going to eat healthier because he's going to the gym and he wants to make sure that he's supporting that. He's supporting his body and recovery and fueling it with what it needs. Standards are kind of like the structure that habits end up being built inside of. So that's what you want to think. What standards do you need to change? So that's step number 2, okay? Step number 3 is to, now that you've gone through physical environment, now that you've gone through mental environment, is to start looking at purging people and relationships. This is a tough one, I know, and you've heard me talk about it many times, but it's necessary. Not everyone is meant to go into the next chapter of your life. From this moment forward, there's a new chapter in your life. You decide who's coming with you and who's not. So who's draining your energy? Friends that gossip or complain or are what we call energy vampires or time vampires. Like they're just sucking the energy from you. They're sucking the time out of you. People who complain all the time, people who bring constant negativity, people who are toxic, family members who refuse to respect your boundaries, a partner that no longer aligns with your growth and what you're trying to do with your life. People that you follow on Instagram that make you feel less than because you're looking at how quote unquote amazing they are and amazing their lives are and how rich and successful they are. Right? You don't have to make a dramatic exit. You can just start stepping back. Less energy, less availability, less attachment, not being as on call to these people as you used to be. And then you look at this and what starts to happen after the purge. You've cleared out your physical environment, you've cleared out your mental environment, and you cleared out your relationships as well. You will feel lighter. There's just less that you have to worry about. There's less that is owning parts of your brain. So you feel lighter. You feel like you can move faster. You have a lot more clarity because your brain's not focusing on a million little teeny tiny things that you don't need anymore. And so you start to, it just becomes easier and more effortless to become the person that you want to be and you are meant to be. So it's not just about cleaning up. This isn't like spring cleaning. It's about making a space in your life for the things that actually serve you and getting rid of everything that does not serve you. Because the version of you that's happy, that is fulfilled, that is successful, that is aligned, doesn't hold on to things that weigh them down. And so pick a day, 24-hour day, to just do the purge. Go through each one of the categories, your physical, your mental, your emotional, your relational, and clear out everything that doesn't serve you for your growth. And then celebrate your fresh start. Be proud of yourself and you're gonna feel a whole lot lighter. So that's what I recommend that you do. 24 hours, do the challenge, go through the great purge. Hey, thanks so much for watching.